Hey guys, welcome back to Life is Monica Miller. So I just finished one vlog right now and I am moving on to my next. Let's just get a little bit more comfortable. Okay, because I had one of my foots crisscross applesauce and then the other one on the floor. But I don't know if I can bring it up. Okay, there, I did it. So, how has my depression been? Let's see. It's been up and down. It's gotten worse. I started hallucinating. Let's get you guys a little closer because I'm like so far away. Okay, so I started hallucinating. I wasn't sleeping well. I started hearing things like a lot of things, and I was contributing them to my sister trying to get a hold of me, but when I showed the video to my brother, he's like, no, that's your sister genuinely trying to get a hold of you. Like, whenever you talk and tell her to make that thing beep, she makes it beep. So, that was your sister. I'm like, okay. So, whenever I see something paranormal or something moving or anything, I videotape it. And then I send it to my brother. I'm like, did you see that? And he's like, no, I didn't see anything. I'm like, okay, so I'm seeing things. So, whenever I see anything, I'll tape it or catch it with my phone and then send it to my brother, because if he didn't see anything in that videotape that I thought I saw, then I know it's me. But I told him, like, I think I'm hallucinating. I'm seeing things. I think like, I saw my psychiatrist yesterday. I told him, like, I catch myself having conversations and then I cry. So, and I'm like, and I don't want to be labeled as schizophrenic. That is my biggest fear. I'm like, I don't want to be a schizo. He's like, oh no. He's like, you're way far from that. He's like, you're way far from that. He's like, you're not schizophrenic. Most likely your bipolar is the one that's acting up and making you go through this right now. And your depression. And you crying for your sister. I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna see to join a relief group, a grief group. I'm sorry, not a relief group. Well, I want that relief, but a grieving group over the phone or on Zoom, and maybe that will help. Everything's okay with my neighbors over here. Like, I love Carrie to death. She's such a sweetheart. Like, I'm sorry I mentioned her name without her permission. Sorry. But she is such a sweetheart. Like, she genuinely cares of what I go through. Like, she is such a sweetheart. Like, I wanted to give her the biggest, tightest hug. But since I'm getting sick, I don't want to get her sick because she takes care of her son and her grandbaby. And then her daughter is pregnant. So I love her to death. I wanted to give her the biggest hug ever because I also needed a big hug. But I don't want to pass my germs around. I'll keep them to myself. That's something I don't plan to share. That's something I'll keep to myself. You know. So... but yeah, she just made me feel so much better. Like, oh my god, my cousins called me. Hold on. So you guys, sorry, my niece called me, and whenever my niece calls me, I gotta stop everything that I'm doing and pick up her call, because we got it like this. When I need something done in LA, I'll call her and she'll drop what she's doing and she will handle. Same for me. When she calling, I'll drop what I'm doing. She need me, I fucking go handle. So she's a DeLuna, I'm a DeLuna. DeLuna family sticks tight like this. You know, fuck with the DeLuna. That's why in LA we're known for the DeLunatics, cause that's all I gotta say. The hand expression says it all. We spread around LA. We run LA. But anyways, back to my depression, because I have 5 minutes to talk before I have to get off again and then continue. So back to what I was saying, or I don't remember, but I know it was something along the lines of my depression and hallucination and hearing things and talking to my psychiatrist. So I'm gonna have quite a few prescriptions to pick up today, and my car's radiator is overheating, so the mechanic's like, don't keep putting water and driving the car, because in the long run you're gonna damage it. And I'm like, I'm scared of blowing the pistons. That's my number one. And the pistons are the things that go up and down on your engine. You blow the pistons, you gotta replace the engine. Or if you replace the pistons, they gotta open the top half of your engine to get to the pistons and then replace the pistons. So that's going to be a multi-$1,000 job. So I told him my boyfriend has driven my cars until they were completely dead chunk. Like, they were chunked. And I'm not trying to do that to my car since my brother bought it for me. But I can't ask him to let me borrow money if I don't know how much it's going to be. So he's like, the only way to know is for you to bring it here. And that's it. Just put water, drive it here, and I live on 10th Street, and once you pass Division, past the train, the first street, you turn. It's them, like the mechanics and the auto body shops and the tire shops, and he's there. So I'm like, okay, well, my brother-in-law was like, ask your brother to fix it, and you'll pay him back when you get your stimulus check. I thought of that, but it's like my brother already bought me the car. It's my responsibility to maintain it, which I did. I already put like $2,500 in that car. I did read that the reason you don't see PT Cruisers a lot in the highway, in the street, and all that, because you do have to put a lot of money in those cars. So when I get my settlement, I don't know, my man's already like, this is my car, get off, I'm driving. And so he drove to Santa Monica and everything, and he loves it. So he's like, this is my car. So I don't know, when I get my settlement, I will fix that car up from top to bottom. Make sure it's 100% reliable for him. And he loves the color. He loves the sparkly orange color. Like, he's so good. And he works at a body shop. He knows about coloring. So he was already like, oh, this is this color. Oh, I can fix this. Oh, I love this color. And I'm like, wait until you see the dashboard. He's like, cool. And I'm like, so, but back to this depression. It is driving me crazy. It is like, oh my God, depression, go away. Like, fuck. I haven't left my house in days. And when I go talk to my neighbors, like, they're just like, what's wrong with you? Like, I wasn't like this. Like, I wasn't an isolated person. But it's 10:01. We'll continue at 11:30 after my class. Mwah. To be continued. Now to my anger management class. Yeah. really. But I'll see you guys after. Mwah. Bye. Okay, so my class is finished. So I have been going to anger management for 2 years. So I should have been graduated. It's 15 weeks. So I think I've graduated twice, if not 3 times. So she's like, if you graduated more than once, I'll put it on there, and all that. And I was like, sweet. So that's one less class. I emailed my therapist. I need to get into a domestic class by tomorrow. Because if not, I'm going to have to call them Monday and get a progress report. Because I know I have more classes than when they kicked me out. So I can email it to my lawyer and then have him turn it into the judge. I'm just scared they're going to say that they had to temporarily bench me because the topics were triggering me. And, I was lashing out and all that. So I am prepared to what's to come. If it's either going to jail or whatever, but them just lashing out, like them just telling them that I'm lashing out, it just makes it seem like domestic violence is not working. And I have to tell my lawyer that I'm also taking anger management classes and that I'm almost done with them, that I started in January of 13th of 2020. So that was before my whole case. Yeah, that was before my whole case started. So, but this depression just beats me. It just beats the crap out of me. It makes me tired. All I want to do is sleep. Since the TV here is not working, it's like... So, I'm just gonna participate in some 420 recreational activities and just go to sleep after that, or watch some scary stuff on TV and hopefully knock me out. So that's about it. That's about it. I'm just really depressed. But I can feel the medication working overnight. Like, my depression is here, but it's not as strong as it was yesterday where I couldn't stop crying. So I'm going to see my psychiatrist again in 2 weeks, and we're going to see how it's working out. As soon as I get messages from all these stupid pharmacy that I got all my medications, I'm going to text my brother-in-law, like, pick me up so I can pick up my meds. And so we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah, I just decided to use a pencil to do sperm cells. But I don't know why this one came out darker than this one. And last time this one came out darker than this one. They're never the same. Twin brows will never be the same. Usually I make them the same with the brow gel, but not even. Because when I did my makeup, one was darker than the other one. And I didn't want to go back and fix it because I was like, whatever. I don't care. So, yeah, I just been very, very depressed. I quit smoking, which doesn't help. I had a cigarette yesterday. It was my cheat day. And I wonder if that's the reason why I woke up with such a bad headache. But, yeah. I feel like I have a fever. So, well, at least when I go to Target, I'm not gonna look so dead. I can, like, barely see my dark circles, but probably it's because of the camera. But once I take off the camera and look at the mirror, it's gonna be like, like, what the fudge? So, but yeah, I took 2 ibuprofens, didn't work. I took my migraine medication and it worked completely. So I guess I'll be watching some Family Feud because that makes me laugh. Like my man called me, he's like, "What are you doing?" Because I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, I'm watching some Family Feud, dude. Like when we move in together, you know, like we're both gonna be paying equally now that I have money, and we're gonna be paying equally. Like I'm gonna get him a phone off of my account because I'm gonna have money to pay, and he's gonna help me pay, and we're gonna pay all the bills equally. So, and the rent we're gonna pay equally. Everything's gonna be equal now. So I'm gonna get him a good freaking iPhone. I can track his ass, and he can track me. And it's not because we don't have trust. It's more for my safety, and that's why my brother-in-law tracks me. Because if I was to get a seizure and I pull over, I don't remember my name. I don't remember anything. But if I say, Siri, call so-and-so, she'll call them. And I'll tell her, put it on speakerphone. And then I'll tell them I had a seizure and I don't know where I'm at. Usually I'll call my brother-in-law. And he'll look in the map and he'll know exactly where I'm at. He'll put directions to me and then he'll come get me. Sometimes he'll bring my brother with me, who's a paramedic, so he can check me out, and he'll just tell me to go with our dad, and I'll go with him, and he's like, "Are you okay?" Or sometimes he'll just tell me to sit in the passenger seat of the PT Cruiser so he can keep an eye on me. But I don't like it because it's like, you gotta concentrate on driving, not concentrate on watching me. So if I go with my dad, which is my brother-in-law too, I call him dad or brother-in-law, so he'll tell them what to look out for, and then they'll come home, and he'll park my car, and he'll come back inside and bring his blood pressure cuffs and take my blood pressure and my vital signs, and if they're okay, then they're okay. Sometimes when he did it once, my blood pressure was really low and my oxygen was really low, and he told my dad, "We gotta take her to the hospital. This is not good." So they rushed me to the hospital. They rushed me to the AV hospital because my brother works there, and he knew he can get me in a lot sooner than waiting 3 hours because it was just not, it was borderline low, like where I can have a cardiac arrest. And he knew everybody and told everybody, and they right away took me in a gurney, and they had me hooked up to all these machines. They had me fucking with oxygen. First they had the mask, and they realized that wasn't really doing much, so they ripped it off, put some holes, and they're like, "If that doesn't do much, we're gonna have to trachea you." And I'm like, oh my god. Like, you guys usually do that when I'm like passed out. So Chris like, "Well, I'll make you pass out." And I'm like, at this point, I agree. We're gonna make me pass out whether you punch me or not. So my oxygen started coming up because they put it, but then my brother fucking put that shit on steroids. Like, it was freaking, like, I had trouble breathing because it was like rushing the oxygen up, and my brother's like, we need to bring that oxygen up. And so he was working with them. He had gloves. He was working with them, and he asked them, "Should we put an IV?" And they're like, "Yeah." So I was like, "I prefer the nurse." He's like, "Shut up." So he put the IV in me, and it didn't hurt at all. I was like, "Damn, you're good. You are good." And so he got the IV bag. He started, like, pouring it in the sink so there's no bubbles, and then he connected it and everything. So his dad was freaking proud seeing him in action. So I was proud seeing him in action. I wasn't proud of the fact that I was a guinea pig, you know? So I was proud seeing him in action, but not on me. Not on me. So I was very proud of my brother, and I was very proud that I was getting treated by my brother. I felt special. But after they brought my oxygen and my pressure back up, they started shooting me with Dilantin, which is my seizure medication. They had a little bag, and they're pumping me with Dilantin like they had that shit going fast. And I finished that bag with 10 minutes, and then they came and brought me another bag, and like, as soon as you're finished with this bag, you'll be discharged. So my brother went out there to talk to the nurses. And it's like, you have a girlfriend? He's like, oh, no, I'm just talking to the nurses to see about you and stuff. I'm like, okay. But yeah, he actually was. So he was trying to see what, because they did blood work, and he wanted to see the blood work and all that, and he saw the blood work and stuff, and I kind of think he wanted to see if I was pregnant or not, so all the symptoms I was having, and my period being late, and I told him I was having irregular periods, so he also wanted to see if there was anything in the blood test that mentioned why I was having irregular blood, like irregular menstrual periods, but they basically told him it was due to the stress and depression and my bipolar that I was going to have irregular periods until they put that on, like, medicate me and put me regularly mentally, then will my periods come. And they actually did come back regularly, because the nurse I called, because I had unprotected sex with my boyfriend, and I was kind of paranoid, like, I do not want to get pregnant, and I was just so paranoid, and I called the nurse, and she's like, you should get your period around the 15th, and I was like, around the 15th? I'm like, no. So I went and followed my apps, and it's like, you should get your period any day now. And it would ask me, do you have your period? So I was just like going to the bathroom every single time I felt something. I would go to the bathroom, and finally it came. And I was like, I got my period. And when my brother was like, next time buy condoms. I'm like, I can't afford them. Then he should buy condoms. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Even though he likes to get his noodle wet and stuff like that, but right now we can't afford it. We can't chance it. And then I'm like, wait a minute, his sperm doesn't work. Doctors only told us the only way we can get pregnant is through artificial insemination. So when I have a baby with him, we're going to have to go through IVF. And we can even do gender selection. But I already know he wants pure boys, so we'll do pure boys. So it'll be even out, because I have 3 girls, 1 boys. So if we have 2 more boys, it'll be 3 boys and 3 girls. It'll be even out. So it's just going to be really hard having my 3 daughters live with me. Well, see, like, I was talking to my ex-husband's wife, and the girls already chose the schools they want to go to, and they're really doing really good. So she told me I might as well just take Haley and work with her only, because she's the one who's like slow and everything. And I'm like, well, I'll have money to pay for Sylvan and for all these special programs for her and everything. So I'm like, I just don't want the other kids to think that I'm favoring her, but they also have to understand that she's the one who needs the help the most. So I'm like, you know what, that's a good idea. I can take her alone and just put my whole focus on her. Because if I'm just going to be alone cooking and being a housewife, I can take her, and just put all my focus on her and catch her up, do cards, write with her all day, because all I do is vlog. I can put my vlogging to the side, vlog certain hours. When I give her a break, I'll vlog, and then when I'm done vlogging, go back to work with her. And then, once we're done with schoolwork and everything, and, she's done, and I want to give her a break. She can watch TV or whatever, or do whatever she wants, arts and crafts, play a game, play with her toys, and then I can finally sit down and relax and edit my vlogs, after but then again, I have to make sure I have food cooked for her and for my man for when he comes home from work. He has a warm meal, so I have to figure out this whole new schedule, how it's gonna work. And then if I have all three of the girls move in, but if my two daughters, Caitlin and Victoria, are doing good, then why move them? Why move them from their dad if they're doing good? If they picked a really good school, why move them? I might as well just take Haley, because I kind of felt like I neglected her most of her childhood life. I feel like I neglected her, and I want to make up for it. So I'm like, this is the perfect time to make up for it. So I'm like, I told Jack, I'm like, if it just comes down to me taking Haley, then that's what I'll do. I'll just concentrate on her, get her tutors, but at the same time, I'm scared who I might let my house. If I get her tutor, it's going to be a female. Because she connects better with females, just like me, than she does with men. She gets intimidated by men. I don't get intimidated by men. I get angered by men when they tell me shit and what to do. It's like I storm out the room. When I'm in therapy, I storm out the room. The last time I had a male therapist, I cussed him out. I told him I was going to do what I was going to do, and he called 911 on me. He called fucking security on me. I ran fucking streets and I hid, and I told my sister, come get me because they're going to lock me up. And she came and got me. I fucking hid under the car, and not under the car, but, in the seat. I slid all the way down, and once we got to, Sierra and, Rancho Vista, she's like, you can come up now. And I'm like, okay. So, medication in 5 minutes. So, yeah, but depression's a bitch. Depression is a bitch. So, I'm going to leave this vlog here, and I will continue in another vlog talking about my depression, only depression, and we'll take it from there, because I'm still not done talking about my depression, how it affects me. And now I've been diagnosed with, I don't even know what the fuck it's called, where I don't want to come out of my house. He said it's become a phobia now. And it's like, no, if my car was working, I'd be coming out at Saturday. He's like, yeah, but what time do you leave to go see your kids on Saturdays? I'm like, at 8, when no one's around. He's like, exactly. He's like, what time do you go out to see your boyfriend? I'm like, at 10 or 11 when no one's out at night. He's like, yeah, you develop, I forgot what's the name of the phobia, where I'm paranoid and I don't want to go out during the day. I don't want to go out. I don't want to be seen. I'm just very paranoid and depressed. So he's changing some of my medications to cope with that. And yeah, hopefully they can get them to me today and I can start them and continue with them. My life is very hard. I never thought it was going to get harder when my sister died. But I guess I was living in a fantasy world where she was going to live forever. But I should have thought of that, of how skinny she was. Should have thought of her one day. I knew it was going to happen one day. She was going to overdose. That's why I kept on fucking watching what she was taking. My aunt blames me and her husband. Like, if I ever see her and she straight out says it's my fault, I'm a backhander. Because I am sick and tired of getting blamed for shit that I didn't do. I'm tired of getting blamed for things that I didn't do. Including my brother-in-law. I'm tired of getting blamed for things I didn't do. And it's like, it's so hard. I didn't do nothing. And I get blamed for it. But anyways, guys, I gotta take my noon meds. And I'm gonna go take a nap. Because the time I take a nap is at noon. And then when I wake up, I'll do one more vlog. And then I'll edit them and upload them to my YouTube channel. And yeah. Twitter. Gotta love Twitter. But anyways, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. You guys are the best. You always make me happy, whether I'm crying or depressed, whether I'm like suicidal or not. You guys always make me forget about all that shit. Make me forget about all my problems. You guys just make me laugh. You guys just fill my heart with happiness. You guys are awesome. You know, I can't do this without you guys, and thank you so much. Even if it's just 2 subscribers and a bunch of you guys that come and watch me, like, just thank you so much. You know, you guys mean the world to me, whether you subscribe or not. Like, you guys really mean the world to me. And I just can't appreciate you guys so much for just coming on and watching my vlogs. Like, and if you make it this long, that's even more. Sorry. That just makes me even more happy. So, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share the vlog, show me some love, because I need some love. The only person who would show me love was my sister. And she's not here no more. So, anyways, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next vlog.